right, guys, I'm recording right now. So 2.3 is simplifying variable expressions. By the end of today, you should be able to simplify a variable expression by using the order of operations. We kind of did this yesterday. We talked about constants, didn't we? And we talked about coefficients. Okay, you have your notes out, copying these down. You don't have to copy down the objectives. The objectives are just what you should know by the end of today. We are going to look at expressions. Remember, expressions do not have what? Equal signs. This is an algebraic expression and a variable expression right here. Okay? It says 3x minus 2y plus 6n squared minus 4. Each one of these on its own is a term. Okay, so how many terms do you see? Terms are the parts of the expression that are separated with the addition and subtraction sign. So how many terms do you see there, Joe? 4. Now, when you identify the terms, what should you do first? Keep change opposite, because if you don't, you're not going to write down the right thing. So, like terms have the same variables raised to the same power exponent, okay? So if you look at this one above, if I do keep change opposite here and here, we look at coefficients and constants. Constants are just the plain old numbers with no variables. So in that one, how many constants do you see? Jared? 1. The coefficient is the number in front of the variable. So if you look at the coefficient here on 3x, it's 3. If you look at this one, it's -2. If you look at this one, it's 6. Okay? Do we have any like terms up there? No, because there's no variables that are the same. Look at this one right here. 5 minus 2x minus 3 plus x. We're going to keep change opposite first. Bless you. Which ones are my like terms? Which ones are my like terms? Which ones are like terms? They have the same variables raised to the same power. Camden? The x and what else? -2x. Those are like terms. And so are the constants, 5 and -3. Okay? Now, coefficients. The coefficient is the number in front of the variable. From the other day, we have a property that says there's a number in front. What is that number? You can't see it, but it's there. 1. That coefficient is 1. This one is -2. And therefore, my constants are 5 and -3. Okay, so we're going to start simplifying. Remember, when we simplify, we are using the order of operations. So write down number 1, simplify. All right, so let's look at number 1. Are there any parentheses? Are there any exponents that we can figure out? No, because we don't know what n is, right? Is there any multiplying or dividing? No. Is there any adding and subtracting? Yes. This is what we need to do. Keep change opposite. What number is in front of that n to the 4th? 1. So put a 1 there, put a 1 there. When I do keep change opposite here, it's going to be a -1. Keep change opposite here, it's going to be another -1 in front. Okay? So we got to look for like terms. We usually put these in order of the highest exponent. Are these all like terms? Can I combine all the n's? Samuel?
No, because there's a 3n with no exponent.
Right. This one has a 4. This one has a 3. This one, we can't see it, but it's there. It's a 1. So this one, it does not have a like term. So all I'm going to do is drop it down. And I can write the 1, but we're just going to write n to the 4th because it does not have a like term. And I'm going to cross it off. 1n cubed. This is a like term with the negative 1n cubed. We just combined the coefficients. 1 plus negative 1 is 0. 0n cubed is 0. So these cancel out. Those are gone. And then these are like terms as well. We just combined the coefficients. 3n plus negative 1n is... All right, number 2. Are there any parentheses? Any exponents? No. Any multiplying and dividing? Any adding and subtracting? Yes, but before I do anything else, what am I going to do? Everybody? Right here and right here. Now in this case, we usually put the letter that comes first in the alphabet. So look at 4a. Does it have a like term? Yes. Negative 2a. So underline them. You could use the commutative property and rewrite it so that they're right next to each other, but do you really want to write another step? No. So 4a plus negative 2a is 2a. And then I cross those off. Does 4b have a like term? Oh, sure does, right? With 5b. So 4b plus 5b is 9b. And then we have some constants here, 2 and negative 1, which is, there we have it. There's our final answer. Can I add a and b together? Why not?
Because they're different variables.
They're different variables. They're not like terms, okay? It's like trying to put a peach together with a cherry. Are they the same fruit? As much as you want to breed them together, you can't. It's not possible. Same thing with like terms. You guys try number 3. All right, let's look at this. Did you do keep change opposite first? Raise your hand, tell me which ones are like terms. Which ones are like terms? Seth? Not the 14n squared? Right. So what do you get when you combine those? 20m squared. So those are done. Does 14n squared have a like term? No, so I just drop it down. Does 5n have a like term? Drop it down. Is there any other like term or constant? So I could put plus negative 3. You could also then change it to minus 3 if you wanted to. Any questions on that? Number 4. What's different about number 4? What's different about it? Jack? There's parentheses. Can I do what's inside the parentheses? That's like trying to put a mango with a star fruit. They're not the same fruit, are they? Okay? So the first thing I'm going to do is keep change opposite, right? That's a negative 1. I can't do the parentheses. No exponents. The answer to that is going to always be no because we don't know what the variables are. Is there any multiplying and dividing?
Yes.
Raise your hand. Tell me what that's called. Christian?
Distributive property.
Yep, there's the distributive property. So 3 times x. Are you showing your arrows? Yes, you have to. There's 3x plus 6. And then I drop everything else down. Plus negative 1x plus 9. These are so fun, you guys. I love simplifying expressions.
Yep.
Any adding and subtracting I could do?
Yeah.
What can I do? Raise your hand, tell me what I can do now. Alex,
6 plus 9.
anything else?
Negative 1x plus x.
Negative 1x plus 3x.
Yeah.
And I'm going to put it with the variable first. 3x plus negative 1x is 2x. Those are done. And then 6 plus 9 is... Can I combine these two?
No.
It's like adding a peach with a kiwi. Can't do it. Number 5. This one looks a little different, doesn't it? Why does it look different, Samuel?
Because on top of the distributive property, there's another number.
On top?
Or like, there's 2 numbers before the parentheses.
Yeah, and actually, really what's different is you're subtracting this whole quantity, right?
And there's these are uppercase. Did you tell us that they're not supposed to be uppercase?
No, never said that. All right, so it's very, 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 very important. How important is it? Right? That you do keep change opposite. Because if you don't, you will lose all your signs. Because once I do that, can I do what's in the parentheses?
No.
There's no exponent. Is there any multiplying and dividing?
Yeah.
Raise your hand and tell me which one's my truck. Which one's my truck, Hannah?
Negative 5.
-5, and if you don't distribute through by the -5, you will lose all your signs. So this 2K just drops along for the ride, while my truck distributive property goes ahead and multiplies. -5 times K is -5K, plus -5 times 4 is -20. Is there any adding and subtracting I can do? Yep. 2K and -5K is... And then just drop down the plus -20. Pretty fun, isn't it? Okay. You guys do number 6. All right. I am subtracting this whole quantity, aren't I? What number is in front of that parenthesis? What number, Tessa? 1. I'm going to put that 1 right there. What am I going to do now? Everybody? Keep change opposite. Keep this change opposite. Keep change opposite. Which one is my truck, Haley? -1. So I'm going to drop down my 5A plus -1 times 5A is -5A plus -1 times -7. Okay. Now, is there any adding and subtracting I can do? The A's? What do I get when I combine those? 0. They drop off, right? I'm left with the answer 7. Okay?